Good morning, I'm Dina Davidson, and we are so excited to be continuing our VIP series. It has been just an amazing series learning about how Jesus treats people. I hope you've been inspired to go out and find people and treat them just like Jesus treats them. This weekend, Andrew McCourt shared an amazing story, so funny, about how the McCourt family went out and got their Christmas tree. And it just had some amazing principles that we thought would be the perfect way to start off this morning. So we hope you enjoy.
Now, how many people in here have already got your Christmas tree up? Put up your hand if you're in God's will. You're right in the center of God's will, okay? Well, on Friday, Isabel and I and our daughter Abigail, we headed out to get a Christmas tree. We went to one of those Christmas tree farm type places. And how many people know that sometimes when things are in the outside in an open space, they can appear smaller than they actually are? Yes? I looked at this tree and I thought, that is the tree. There was a star above it already. It was like God was pointing at it. It was just like, whoa, that is the tree. And Isabel said, it's kind of big. I said, it's not big. She said, Andrew, it's a redwood. And it was huge. We'll get it in. And eventually we got it to the house and ordered a crane to get it off and stuff. We got it in the house. And my second boy, Dan, I think he's in the service. What an absolute nightmare we had trying to get the tree up. And in all honesty, after 3 hours, I can't really say that we had the tree up, but we had it semi-stable. Do you know what I'm talking about, men? That's when you give the orders. No one breathe in this room for the rest of December. Just don't move, okay? And so we put the tree up. I went upstairs for a while, and it came down. And the tree was down, everyone, and flattened right across the living room. You know, 2 small children underneath it. No. It was just a mess. By this stage, Isabel had left. She was at the ladies' event here at Granite Bay. I'm left with the 2 small ones. We're meant to be watching Home Alone and having that ideal night in. And all we've got is a big lump of lumber, like lying across. I'm ready to cancel Christmas. We get the 2 small kids, and we're just fighting with this tree. We're roping it up. It's not working. So I ring Brian, who's on our staff. He's a genius. He's like a first responder for Christmas trees. Comes in with this flashing Christmas lights on his head, comes in through the door. And do you know what? As soon as even when he came to the door, there was just like a look of confidence that I never had. You know, he just looked at the tree and psyched it out. You know what I mean? So its needle stood the attention. Here comes a boss. And he just walks in. It's like the tree almost stood up. You know, it's like, tree, work with me. And so he walks in and looks at the tree, and he just said to me, Andrew, this was never going to stand up. And I went, well, why? He says, Andrew, your carpet's way too soft. You need to put a board down. Do you never put a board down? I'm going like, just to humiliate me in front of my kids. Just put it right in. And so I said, no, I didn't have a board. So I went to the garage, got a board, and put it down. And then he said as well, he says, Andrew, look at what you've been doing. And what happened was the whole base that I'd put the tree into was completely warped. Because in my effort to get it to stand, all I was saying was to Dan, just tighten those screws, tighten those screws. Just thinking if I keep tightening this. And actually it warped and buckled the whole stand. So Brian released them. It was like the very tree went, oh, I'm so glad you got here. You know, the tree just like, ugh. And then, so we put the board down, and just then at the bottom of the stand as well, this is good for any of the guys, you need to whack it in. I didn't realize there was a big spike there, and you had to whack it in. And he just gently tightened it, and just said, stand, and the thing just rose. And immediately stood in the living room. Completely humiliated. What's the point of this? The point is, everyone, it's about foundations. This guy said, I want to live a big life, but on a very small, crumbly foundation. He had a plan that he was convinced of, an ideal, but it wasn't wrapped around the revelation of God with his knowledge that guides us to living a big life, but on the proper foundation. Jesus said in Matthew 7:24 that if you want to build a house that really lasts, if you want to put the time, the energy, if you want to put the materials and the costs into it, make sure you're building on the rock. What is the rock? The words of Jesus, the ideals of Jesus. They're not a truth, they are truth themselves.